Hello, friends, and welcome to Something from Everything, a podcast about embracing meaning and discovering wisdom through telling better stories. And this is a special one I'm excited to share with you. This is a story about my dog. It is also a story, of course, about love. And I got in no small amount of trouble with my partner that I had written this essay on the nature of love and grief, all about my dog, and not about her or my family. But I think there's something in the relationship with our pets. We know that it's shorter than most of our relationships, and despite all of their many flaws and faults, they worm their way right into our heart. And so that's what this one is all about. This one is called The Price of Love, and I hope you enjoy it. There he is, the magnificent beast. He stands watch, regal and perched upon his throne, the padded dog bed inset within our living room's bay window. The Border Aussie, Border Collie Australian Shepherd, surveys his expansive kingdom. He stands at attention, his tail rhythmically striking the glass pane as he guards the realm against any oncoming Amazon delivery drivers, errant felines, and all and any squirrels. He is absolutely, quantifiably, and without exception, the best dog. Except, of course, for the times that he isn't. That time that I left barbecued steaks and chicken in the middle of a patio table and then returned moments later to find an empty plate licked clean, he was not the best dog then. Or the many times that I walk with him and our youngest to the school, tie him up at the edge of the playground yard because sometimes I follow the bylaws, and he whines and howls like I've abandoned him forever. He's not the best dog then either. Or that time that we reluctantly joined another family's fire pit when we were tobogganing, and our dog marked his territory on the men's fold-up chair and picnic basket. Yeah, we made a hasty retreat, and he was none too popular that day either. Or that one time that he jumped onto the trampoline and pooped right in the center of it. I can't make this crap up, but he did, in the middle of our trampoline. This actually happened. And he was not the best dog then either. See, the truth be told, during the times when my dog is pulling on the leash or attempting to jump up excitedly on an approaching friend, stranger, or bylaw officer, I am keenly aware that my dog is not the best dog ever. At times, I start to wonder if he's even a good dog. It's occurred to me more than once that my dog may in fact be a bit of a spaz, a poor listener, and an absolute brute. Still, despite the steaks and chicken and whining and peeing and the trampoline incident, he is still my absolute favorite. It's a good thing I like him because he is always right there. Occasionally he will find himself on the wrong end of a closed door, stuck on the front lawn after we bring in the last bag of groceries, temporarily unaware of his absence. He never ventures far. Eventually we'll hear a polite or impatient bark, and we'll open up the door and find him sitting right there, looking up at us, waiting for us. This is a dog that likes to be close. He curls up at the end of our youngest child's bed, lying on sheets and making it difficult for my son to pull up the blankets over himself. And when we allow him to be up on the couch, he fancies himself a lapdog, and he lays his furry 60-pound body across our legs. Whatever favorable features or faults he has, our dog is unmistakably a member of our family. He gets included in group pictures. He will gladly go on any and every outing, even when we have no destination. When we go on weekend excursions or extended road trips, he is always the first into the van. We pay extra to stay in the loudest, bare bones hotel rooms on the main floors that allow pooches. And we can be sure by the end of the trip, each and every piece of clothing we own will be covered in dog hair and maybe a small amount of slobber. Now, it might seem like a steep price to pay, the concessions and accommodations necessary to love a dog like that, but it's really not. I've been doing this for nearly a decade now, and honestly, it feels strange on the odd occasion that we do have to leave him behind. I've gotten used to him being constantly underfoot, but I know he won't always be. Just about a month ago, we thought we might lose him. Border Aussies are famously high-energy dogs with well-documented neurotic and obsessive behaviors. So when ours began occasionally licking his left elbow callus, we didn't think too much of it. In time, we noticed that the licking had become habitual and the callus had become more inflamed. We began to wrap the leg, and when that failed, we brought out the dreaded cone. Soon enough, we noticed that the inflamed area had grown and become its own distinct growth. And by the time we got to the vet, it was roughly the size of a golf ball. We knew that it might be cancer. Our vet agreed and booked a date for the lump to be surgically removed and examined for pathology. The vet was hopeful that the growth was not completely embedded in the leg, but also warned us that we should prepare for future surgeries or even the possibility of more growths, and that we would also have to tell our kids what was happening. Suddenly, I found myself 16 again, hearing the news from my dad that my childhood pet would have to be put down, driving in the car with him to the vet, saying goodbye to my best friend. I remember the heartbreak and the white-hot ignorance-infused anger that I had towards my parents, that they hadn't done more. And now it appeared that it was my turn to break my children's hearts, to shepherd them through this awful, impossible time. I felt like I had walked right into a trap that I had already seen laid bare years earlier. Why? Why would you get a dog for your family when you know that this conversation and the heartache that comes with it will inevitably follow? When you know that both you and they will love that pet unreservedly, what sort of short-sighted monster would do this to their kids, to themselves? A few weeks later, I found out that I didn't have to have that conversation. Not yet. The lump was excised and found to be non-cancerous. We were only out the not insignificant cost of the surgery and a few weeks of watching the wound carefully as it heals. Our neurotic, barking, underfoot stake-stealing, hair-shedding, leash-pulling dog gets to continue to be the best dog ever. At least to us. We were extremely lucky. But I know that conversation and the grief that comes with it, it's still coming. There are a lot of harder conversations still coming. Now, it's tempting to want to minimize our risks, to protect our heart against the grief that threatens to swallow us whole, especially when we have the insight into how much it is going to hurt. But it's impossible, because grief is the price of love. We don't get to experience one without the other. We only grieve that which we love, and everything and everyone we love now, we will also grieve one day. They are two sides of the exact same coin. And this is true for whoever and whatever we are grieving. I know that there are a lot of griefs, both great and small, both personal and communal. Some mourn the loss of a career or a friendship that is no longer close. Some of us have mourned the loss of friends spouses, or family. Some have lost hope that the future will be any better than today, or that there will even be a future for our children or our grandchildren. All of us mourn some form of the world that has been lost and changed forever. And whatever we have experienced, whatever we are experiencing, we don't have to compare our grief. There is more than enough grief to go around. But our grief should also encourage us. Our grief shows us that our hearts are still in it, that we still have hearts, and that we have what it takes to love because we have what it takes to mourn. That despite all the troubles we face, we are not half-hearted or calloused or indifferent. We are courageous, and each and every one of us who loves, knowing the price we will one day have to pay. Those who are willing to be broken-hearted are wholehearted, and the wholehearted know that the price of love is steep. But they also know that it's worth it. Well, friends, there you are, The Price of Love. I hope you've enjoyed it. Now, these videos I've just started doing in the last couple months, so if you're on YouTube or on Instagram and you're seeing this video, thanks for watching right to the end. I really appreciate it. Hit subscribe if you'd like it, and the notification bell if you're on YouTube. That really helps my videos pop up and not get lost in the shuffle. And it's, again, I'm just a few videos in, so all the subscribes really do help me a lot. If you just like the audio format, I do have a Something From Everything podcast. Just search for Something From Everything wherever you get your audio podcasts. And there's more episodes, more that I probably won't convert into video. I'll probably just do all of them going forward from now. So if you want to listen to some of the older ones, give them a listen on somethingfromeverything.com. That's my site, where you can find complete written posts and the audio, or just searching in whatever podcast player you like. Anyway, I hope you are well. Thank you for listening. We'll see you next time.